a day for the Dodgers. After that commanding victory over the Giants in San Francisco, fans were riding high, thinking the team was hitting its stride, and then the news came that nobody wanted to hear. Will Smith, the guy who had everyone hoping for a return of form, was being sent back to the injured list without even stepping onto the field. Just like that, 5 games have gone by without, well, the thrill, and it's a real punch in the gut for the team. Every time he's out, it's not just a roster gap. It's the heart of the lineup missing a key contributor. The hope was that he could come off the injured list soon, maybe even make an immediate impact once eligible. But the reality is that he's just not ready yet. The team can't rush him, and there's only so much that can be done when recovery doesn't move fast enough. Meanwhile, the Dodgers have had to make other adjustments, and fortunately, some players have stepped up when called upon. Ravit, in particular, has been a bright spot, showing the kind of consistency and performance that make him a solid candidate for the backup catcher role while Will is out. This situation with the catchers has led to some interesting roster moves. Chucky Robinson was recalled from Oklahoma City to fill in as the backup, while Dalton Rushing has gone on rehab assignment in the minors. It raises a bigger question for fans who pay close attention to roster dynamics. If Will is healthy, Rushing is ready, and Ravit is playing well, who actually serves as the number 2 catcher when everyone is fit? Will is unquestionably the number 1 guy. His presence behind the plate and in the lineup is critical for the Dodgers' success. But the second spot has become a point of conversation, and looking at recent performances, Ravit seems to have earned it. His batting has been solid, his situational hitting reliable, and his ability to drive in runs and keep the team moving forward has proven his value. Even before coming over to the Dodgers, Ravit struggled at the plate, but now he's hitting in almost every game and contributing consistently. This makes the decision to slot him as the backup behind will feel almost inevitable, and it's a smart strategic choice for a team looking to maintain depth in such a crucial position. While all this is going on, the standings in the division continue to shape the narrative. The Dodgers are holding steady, with San Francisco fading further behind by now being 8 games back, while San Diego remains just 2.5 games behind. Every win and loss matters at this stage, and the schedule ahead is tough. The Padres are going to Colorado tonight, and then they'll have to make the trek to New York for 3 games against the Mets. For the Dodgers, that's the kind of context where momentum can be crucial. If San Diego stumbles against Colorado, it sets up a situation where they head to New York without a win streak behind them, which benefits the Dodgers. Of course, it's always a little speculative to think that way, but baseball is a game of nuances and timing, and every series has ripple effect for the teams chasing the top spots. The Dodgers, in contrast, have their own schedule to navigate, and it's filled with opportunities to assert control over the division. After the current series, they face 7 straight games at home, which is a critical stretch to secure the number 1 seed in the West. The plan is clear: stay healthy, keep production consistent, and make sure that when the postseason starts, the team has the best possible position to dominate. Offensively, the Dodgers have been showing signs of life that are exciting to watch. Yesterday's game saw 17 hits, a return to the kind of production that can swing momentum quickly. Ohtani was a standout, notching 3 hits and pushing his average up, while Betts continues to contribute steadily, reminding everyone why he's such a vital piece of the lineup. Freddie's contributions cannot be overlooked either, as he consistently finds ways to drive in runs and keep rallies alive. Muni, before leaving the game, also made his presence felt, even if recent at-bats have been painful to watch when he takes a pitch off the body. There's a strange pattern emerging, with Muni getting hit in consecutive games, which naturally raises eyebrows among fans who remember past incidents in San Francisco. It's likely just bad luck, and pitchers are not targeting players intentionally in these situations, but when it happens back-to-back, it's hard not to pause and take notice. Meanwhile, Kick is struggling, batting under 200 and still trying to find comfort in his swing, while Hernandez and Conforto are trending in the right direction. Hernandez, in particular, had been struggling, but recent performances show him regaining his rhythm, contributing in ways that keep the Dodgers' offense balanced. Conforto is getting on base, driving in runs, and earning walks, all of which are critical for sustaining rallies and keeping pressure on opposing pitchers. The story of Ravit cannot be emphasized enough. Before joining the Dodgers, he was hitting barely above 140, and now he's producing consistently, getting hits in almost every game, driving in runs, and providing situational value that makes a tangible difference. His performance has shifted the thinking about who should take the backup catcher role once Will returns, and it's hard to argue against it. This is the kind of development that fans love to see. A player who wasn't initially expected to carry so much weight now emerging as a critical piece of the team's depth. Every game he contributes reinforces the logic behind the decision, and it's a storyline that could continue to play out as the season moves closer to the postseason. On the pitching side, the story has been a mix of brilliance and concern. Kershaw, for example, continues to dominate when he settles in, but the first inning remains a recurring challenge. His ERA in the opening frame has been troubling, and it's something that the team will need to monitor closely if he's expected to be a key starter in the playoffs. There have been games where Kershaw has given up 4 runs in the first inning, and while he can recover later in the game, the postseason leaves no room for such slow starts. The bullpen, however, has been a bright spot. Enriquez struck out the side with precision, demonstrating how effective he can be when hitting his stride. Robleski has made a strong case for a spot on the postseason roster with his ability to dominate for multiple innings, and Tanner Scott has been carefully used to rebuild confidence, pitching in situations where he can succeed without being overwhelmed. Even Yates and Kopech have had their moments, with occasional struggles, but the overall depth of the bullpen gives the Dodgers a solid foundation heading into the stretch run. Looking closer at the Dodgers' offense, it's clear that the team is firing on multiple cylinders, but there are still areas that demand attention. Yesterday's 17-hit explosion was exactly the kind of statement the Dodgers needed after a long stretch where consistency was an issue. Ohtani continues to be a cornerstone, not just in terms of hits, but in how he sets the tone for the lineup. His ability to produce in clutch situations and maintain a high average makes him a player pitchers have to respect, which in turn opens opportunities for the guys batting behind him. Betts has returned to form as well, showing that his presence in the lineup remains a stabilizing factor. Every time he steps up to the plate, he creates pressure on the opposing pitcher, forcing mistakes and drawing walks that turn into scoring opportunities. The rhythm he brings to the game is invaluable, especially when the Dodgers are juggling injured players and minor league call-ups. Freddie has also been instrumental, not just in hitting, but in keeping innings alive, driving in key runs, and maintaining momentum during rallies. His 3-hit performance yesterday was a testament to how he can change a game without needing to hit a home run. Then there's Muni, who has been a source of concern. Being hit in consecutive games is never easy for a player, both physically and mentally. While it's likely coincidental, the pattern cannot be ignored, especially given Muni's history with San Francisco. The Dodgers coaching staff will need to monitor him carefully, balancing his competitive drive with player safety. Kick is another story. His struggles at the plate are becoming more evident, and he'll need to adjust quickly if the Dodgers want to maximize their offensive potential. In contrast, Hernandez and Conforto are trending in the right direction. Hernandez, who had been in a slump, is starting to regain timing and control at the plate, while Conforto's ability to get on base, draw walks, and drive in runs has been a consistent positive influence. Both players are integral in bridging the gap between the top and bottom of the lineup, ensuring that rallies don't stall and the pressure stays on opposing pitchers. Ravit's emergence as a reliable backup catcher is another story that deserves recognition. Before joining the Dodgers, he had minimal impact offensively, but now he's contributing in almost every game. Hits, RBIs, situational play, Ravit has done all. His ability to step up in a moment of need, especially while Will Smith is sidelined, has shifted the narrative about what the backup catcher role should look like. In a season where depth is everything, having a player like Ravit performing consistently makes the Dodgers' overall roster stronger and more resilient. Turning to the pitching side, the first innings remain a critical focus. Kershaw's continued dominance after the initial frame is encouraging, but the early runs he sometimes gives up are a potential issue if left unchecked. The Dodgers coaching staff will have to carefully monitor his usage, especially with postseason rotations looming. A slow start in the playoffs could undo months of strategic positioning. Meanwhile, the bullpen has become an increasingly reliable asset. Enriquez's ability to strike out batters at will, combined with Robleski's multi-inning dominance, provides a safety net for the team. Tanner Scott is being carefully reintroduced into lower leverage situations, which is exactly the right approach to build confidence without risking the team in critical moments. Yates and Kopech have had their moments of struggle, but the overall depth gives the Dodgers a versatile set of arms to deploy as situations dictate. This flexibility in the bullpen allows the coaching staff to adjust on the fly, whether it's covering for an early deficit or protecting a slim lead in the late innings. The Dodgers' schedule moving forward is both an opportunity and a challenge. The 7-game home stand provides a chance to consolidate control of the division, but it also demands careful management of player health and stamina. With so many games in a row, every at-bat, every inning pitched, and every defensive play carries extra weight. The team needs to maintain focus, especially with key players returning from injury or minor league rehab. How the Dodgers navigate this stretch will have a direct impact on their postseason positioning and their ability to carry momentum into October. In addition to the strategic considerations, there's also a psychological element at play. Players like Muni, who have been hit consecutively, and Kick, who is struggling at the plate, face challenges that go beyond mere statistics. Mental toughness, focus, and confidence will be as important as any mechanical adjustment. The coaching staff's role in supporting players, adjusting strategies, and providing the right matchups cannot be understated. In high-stakes games, these subtle adjustments often make the difference between a win and a loss, and the Dodgers are demonstrating the kind of situational awareness that can pay dividends in the postseason. The bullpen's depth also introduces an interesting dynamic for late-game management. With arms like Robleski, Enriquez, and Scott performing well, the Dodgers have multiple options to approach critical innings. Whether it's bridging the gap from starter to closer or handling high-leverage situations where a single run can decide the outcome, the flexibility provided by these pitchers is invaluable. Each game becomes a chess match, where decisions about who to bring in, when to make a change, and how to sequence matchups can determine the difference between maintaining a lead and surrendering it. This is where experience, analytics, and situational awareness all converge, and the Dodgers seem poised to leverage these tools effectively. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers are already echoing through the corridors of Major League Baseball, and if the latest buzz proves true, the Los Angeles Dodgers are about to make a seismic move that could reshape the landscape of the National League. According to sources close to the organization, the Dodgers have reportedly secured star pitcher Corbin Burnes, adding yet another high-octane arm to an already formidable rotation. While the front office has remained characteristically tight-lipped, insiders suggest that this potential acquisition signals a renewed, all-in approach by the Dodgers, who have long been in pursuit of sustained dominance in a league that refuses to slow down. Burnes, who has dazzled fans and analysts alike with his electric fastball and devastating breaking pitches, could instantly transform the Dodgers' pitching depth. Already boasting a rotation stacked with talent, the addition of Burnes would not only fortify their starting lineup, but also send a clear message to the competition. Los Angeles is not just participating. They are asserting control. Rumor has it that discussions have been intensive, with multiple teams circling the ace, but the Dodgers' blend of championship pedigree and financial flexibility may have finally sealed the deal. If confirmed, the acquisition could reverberate well beyond the confines of Dodger Stadium. Analysts are already speculating about the strategic implications, from bullpen management to playoff projections, with many suggesting that this move positions Los Angeles as a near-unbeatable force in the months to come. Meanwhile, fans are buzzing on social media, torn between excitement and disbelief, flooding timelines with speculation about how Burnes' arrival might impact the team's chemistry and postseason chances. While official confirmation remains elusive, one thing is clear. The Dodgers are sending shockwaves through the league. In a sport where momentum can be fleeting, the potential addition of Corbin Burnes could mark the beginning of a new era of dominance for Los Angeles, igniting both hope and anxiety across rival fan bases. As the rumor mill continues to churn, the baseball world waits with bated breath, eyes glued to every tweet, report, and whisper emanating from the Dodgers front office. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.